Hey YouTube, thanks for clicking on the video. Ladies and gentlemen, Bright Spock Community Channel. So I just want to talk about the time I almost ran off in the USA, man. Yeah, you heard me right, man. I almost ran off in the USA. Sometimes I hear people talking about going to America and, just disappearing and reappearing 10 years from the time that they arrived in the country. And I'm like, how do you do that? How do you find the heart to take off when you get to America, man? Like that takes some balls. That's real bravery. The time I went to America, I went to America twice, man, and I didn't run off on any of those occasions. I returned to Jamaica, and I'm happy I did. I'm happy I did. I just couldn't see myself being an illegal immigrant in another man's country, man. I prefer to stay in Jamaica and see what I could build for myself instead of running off in the USA. When I got there, in the sky when the plane was descending to the airport, I was awed. I was astonished, man. The lights. I was astonished at the lights and like the grids, man. Like the grids. It's like everything is so organized. When you're in the sky and you see Jamaica, it's just scattered lights. When you're in the sky and you're descending on America, it's like there's squares of lights. So that was the first thing that impressed me. And I'm saying, man, what am I really gonna go back to Jamaica? This is it, man. This is it. Yeah, and I got to the airport and I went through immigration. And when I drove out the airport, everything was so big compared to in Jamaica. Everything was just magnanimous. And I'm like, I was talking to myself at this point in time. I'm saying, man, this is where I need to be. This is where I should be. Yeah, and I got to the apartment where I was staying, man. It was quite comfortable, AC. It's just a different feeling, man. It's like your mind is just unlocked. Everything is just organized, everything is just clean. At least where I went. Everything is just organized and clean and in place. And I was thinking, man, I'm saying, I really need to stay over here. But the problem is that I went on a visiting visa. Yeah, I went on a visiting visa. And I was thinking at that point that, man, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. Day 1, day 2, day 3, I'm gonna run. I'm not going back to Jamaica, man. And I was there about a week or two thinking about taking off. Because if you go to the USA and you give them an address that you're gonna be staying, if you exceed your 6 months, then I would think that's the first place they're gonna show up to look for you, ICE. So I'm now calling up all these family members and thinking about where I could go and where I could stay if I took off in the night. Yeah, I was making all these calls. Persons who I was close to, who they were now in America. And guess what, man? Everybody or almost everybody was telling me some ghost story, man. They were like, man, place is small and I don't know if you can get any work, and all sort of excuses, man. And I didn't really let them know I wanted to do it forever. I said, meanwhile I'm here, I would love to get something to do so I could take some money back to Jamaica when my vacation is up, because it's a visiting visa. So it must be a vacation you're on, right? So I'm saying I just want to make a few bucks to go back home. And everybody was telling me this and telling me that, man. And I'm saying, wow, it can't be this hard. But whilst I was there going out and going out, I got some opportunities, man. And to tell you the truth, these guys were vultures, bro. These guys, I could sense that they were up to no good, Yeah, I could sense that these guys, they want to use you. They want to take you, put you to work. Something just wasn't right about how they made it seem to come and work for them, And I was just thinking to myself and saying, maybe it's not such a good idea after all for me to take off in the night and never return to Jamaica, because I was always hearing a lot of people saying that they ran off in America and they took some time, and after about 10 years or whatever time it took, they got their paperwork and they could go back to Jamaica. Now, mind you, when I went there, Trump was just elected as the president. So this immigration policy that he's now advocating, it was just the beginning of that. So I was also influenced by the fact that this president is here now, and what if he sends out ICE and they get me and send me back to Jamaica, then I won't be able to return. So eventually I went for 30 days. My ticket was for 30 days. So I should return on day 30, and I just started to enjoy myself and just take it out of my mind that I want to run off, man. I changed my mind whilst I was there, man. I changed my mind. And I visited my relatives and my friends, and I came home. Yeah, I returned home to Jamaica. I returned home to Jamaica, man. When I was supposed to return, I returned home. I didn't run off. I didn't run off, man. So it baffles me how some people say they're going through the border, man. I wonder, how is it that you're gonna make up your mind to go through the border and go to America if you don't have any relatives or friends or someone you can count on, man? Then you're just volunteering for voluntary human trafficking. Because these people, man, they look out for people like us who come in the country and ran off to do work for little or no money. Yeah, they're gonna give you a room. They're gonna give you like $8 an hour for whatever they tell you to do, wash dishes at the restaurant or whatever they tell you to do. But it's not gonna be easy for you to move on, because they're gonna tell you all sort of excuses as to why you need to stay there, and some of them might even threaten you with ICE. But I know for a fact that many, a large number of people, that's the way they enter America, and that's the way they got their papers. They ran off, and they managed to straighten things out after a while. But I wasn't up to that, man. I wasn't about to just give up on Jamaica to go overseas to be an alien in another country. I wasn't about to do that. No way. So I eventually returned to Jamaica and I went on another trip about 2 years later, and running off wasn't even in my mind. But when I got there this time, persons were telling me that I shouldn't go back to Jamaica. But that's for another video, man. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you would run off, then tell me about it. Or if you had ran off in America and now you're legal, or you're struggling or whatever, leave it in the comment section, man. This is Bright Spock community where we have discussions and we talk to each other and we socialize. So I didn't run off. And now I'm working legally, making money where I can travel to the United States of America freely. I can book into any Airbnb. I can take Uber. I'm free. I'm a free man. I'm a free man now, and I can go whenever I want. So I'm glad I didn't do it. But tell me about your scenario or something you know about in the comment section, man. Thanks for watching Bright Spot Community Channel. Saying until next time, until the next video. God bless and keep safe.